Hello YouTube pipe community, OTC Piper. Just wanted to get in a little ramble as we start the day. I've been absent for a while from the YTPC, just in preparation for the new pipe show that me and Catholic Pipe Steader are doing, that we mentioned in some videos, and me and him have mentioned in Mantles. It's monopolized a lot of my time and focus, and for good reason. We want to make sure we get a good product out. But just wanted to take a minute, a little break time to just knock out a quick little ramble. First things first, be enjoying my Hanseatic pipe, and in it I'm going to enjoy some Burley without bite. One of the ones I'm definitely coming around to. It's a Lane product. That's a very outstanding smoke. Our pipe all ready to light up, and we'll get it going. Good stuff. I'm also going to be pairing that with some Earl Grey this morning. Trying to get back into, since I mentioned that, in addition to everything else we got going, soon after that's up and running, I'm going to be doing some stuff with music, and I'm trying to switch to some of the hot teas, and I'm not going to swear off coffee or anything like that, but where I normally have several these French presses, I won't call them a pot, it probably amounts to about a full pot a day, but instead of pressing out some coffee, I'll press out some tea once in a while. Just because I realize that, your voice is an instrument just like anything else, and I've laid off from vocal work for a long time, and I just realized how much you really lose, so I'm trying to come back into that some. And I do like Earl Grey. I think it pairs well with a lot of good blends. It's a very pleasant flavor in the tea. But I'm not making this all about my tea. In the preparations for this show, I've been clearing out a bunch from my shop here, and it's been good because I've needed a reason, and it's been a slow progress after I got my pipe nook set up in the table area right here. I've been wanting to get this into more of a piping cigar lounge, and kind of took a back seat. Now with this new show coming up, I thought, well, this is a good time to really kick myself in the butt and get it done. So I've been doing some cleaning, some organizing, trying to find another angle, another position where we're going to do those so that it has a separate backdrop that's not common to the OTC channel, which will remain current. And so that's been an undertaking. And if you'll notice at the beginning of this, I'm toying around with some intros. Just to kind of get the creative juices flowing a little bit. And I did what I could with what I had while I'm waiting on my editing software and all the equipment for that to get, to make its way to me. And so tinkered around a little bit, and so I have that. One of the new changes that I think I'm going to make in this channel is the new Piper's Guide series. I believe I've talked to Dave about that. I believe we're going to move that to a segment on the show and focus all the stuff for new pipers and all into that show. Make it a good. It would make it for good content in that segment, and also a way to engage new pipers with other aspects as they watch the content from the show's entirety. So that's one of the changes coming up, and I think I'm going to in moving that to the to a segment on the new show, I'll be able to keep my OTC Piper channel available for some of the I'm still going to continue my contemplation series and my devotional series that I do, and because I'm a man of many interests. I'm one of those that believes in living every bit of life possible, and there's just a lot of things that I'm into, and I don't like to be idle very much. So I can't have a channel for everything I'm interested in. That's not something that would be easy to maintain. Piping is something that is a hub that a lot of my activities are within. My hunting, fishing, outdoors and stuff. My primitive interest that I have in primitive ways, antiquities and things like that, are all things that I can move into and once in a while introduce into my the OTC Piper channel. It's all going to be of course pipe related, even if it's just that I'm going to be piping while I'm going over what it is. Those things aren't things that are going to make for an entire channel's worth of content. But music is something that's central to everything for me. That's kind of like the deal that it's kind of non-negotiable. Got into music at a young age, and it's been a blessing ever since. And as much as I would like to promote music and do things with it, I'm really going to need another channel for that outlet, because there's just too much content to be shared. And this is all stuff that I've been sitting on for a long time. As we get into an age where music is radically changing, and some for the good, some otherwise. But this music channel is something where I'm hoping to really engage in other musicians, some local musicians and things like that. And I'm probably going to do some tutorials and more like some lesson type content, as well as the writing projects that I've been doing. I'm trying to get some get everything completed so that I could register it all appropriately, and then put out some stuff on the channel just for people to enjoy, and probably handle my original music very much on the independent level, and I'm not going to go too much into that because it's going to be a long video if I do. But that is, just like I mentioned in the previous video, that is the topic of the Contemplations series that's upcoming. I've already pretty much got the content that I need for that down, and the format, how it's going to go. And it's going to talk a lot about that side of me a little bit. So that's just kind of the happenings that are here. The intro is actually kind of part of one of the songs that's on the current project I'm writing. I think I'm doing an intro for my regular content, separate intro for contemplation, separate intro for devotionals, and I can't remember which one. I'd have to look back at my list. There's one, I think it's right here. There's one that's going to show up. I think it might be my devotionals intro. That's actually going to show. That's another project after the one I'm on now, and it's one that I was starting to put this song together, and it just didn't have the feel that I wanted for this first project. As much as I wanted to get it in there, I wanted it to go. I wanted this project to have a different feel. This one is going to be a little bit darker toned, and that's definitely a theme that I'm trying to do probably on the next one that I get done. And I'm not one to hurry up and do anything really. So actually, some of these songs that are on this project, I've got notes in my all my notepads and scratch pads and everything, and when I would finish a phrasing or get it down to a point that it's at a preliminary completion, I'll date it, and I have some dating back to 2016. So it's been a couple of years now, and of course, going to the academy and getting started with my first year as a police officer, that has taken a backseat to that. So it's really only about a year, a year's worth. I think if I had gone a different route, which I'm glad for the route that I've chosen, it may have gotten finished more quickly. But as I'm learning with my writing, it's the life that you live. It makes your writing so much better. I know when I was just a kid starting out and I wanted to write music, I had trouble with a lot of it because as a small child I was really looking up to these seasoned musicians, and I couldn't compare my stuff to theirs. And then, the more life you live, the more you realize that living that life and going through the journey is, really influences your writing. That's just a note to those that are, into the, that have the itch to write and everything. But anyways, I have really taken this the ramble part of this seriously. I did not have any of that written on my notes here. That's all I had. And then I just kind of went from there. And here we are. So I'll go ahead and sign off. Hope everybody has a great day. Just wish everybody all the best. Here's to good times and a warm pipe.